Now imagine you are a German soldier. The Battle of Britain was lost by the RAF and the Allied forces. Operation Sea Lion was an absolute success. You've managed to land on British soil, but your mission isn't over. Ahead of you is miles of barbed wire, anti-tank mechanisms, minefields and a lot more. But you've managed to make it through all of that, only to come face to face with the Great British Pillbox. One of 28,000 Great British Pillboxes. Could you survive getting past that? I don't think so. And in this video, I'm going to tell you why. And I don't say this because I'm British, by the way. I wasn't alive, believe it or not, when World War II was going on. 4 of my grandparents were involved in World War II and the protection of Britain, but that had nothing to do with me. I cannot take plaudits nor accolades for what they achieved. And any mention of Germans from here on is retrospective and of the era of World War II. I'm very proud of what my grandparents were part of, but again, not my battle. I've got no problem with the Germans at all, and I especially enjoy their beer. No, this video is coming from a point of strategy and hopefully critical thinking. So 28,000 of these tiny fortresses were created to protect the south and southeast coast of England because of its close proximity with France, which of course the Germans had already taken. So they were literally about 20 miles that way. There are pillboxes around the rest of the country, but the majority of those were used for observation rather than direct warfare. Now, they are of a simple design, easy to build, much like Lego really. You can put them, stick them anywhere you want. The typical designs are the 22 and the 24 type, which are hexagonal and hexagonal-ish, but just over in Dover, a couple of miles that way, we have the 23 type, which has an extra part on it where a light machine gun could be placed for taking out the Luftwaffe. And we also have over there something called the WWII, which is only of that area. Quite a rare pillbox which has this overhanging lip on it. Now, the concept of the pillbox is actually a Russian idea which was nicked by the Germans in World War I and evolved to great effect, and then was nicked by us, the Brits, in World War II to, well, we didn't need to use them, but it would have been great effect. Now, let me explain why I think that you wouldn't have much luck in passing one of these bad boys if you was a German soldier in World War II. Let's crack on. Now, I am currently standing aloft this lovely 22 type pillbox, a hexagonal shape right here, and look at what we can see. Now, take all of this in, what I'm just about to explain, because it's really important concerning my idea of you not being able to get past this place. All right, the Germans, they've come from there, the sea, right, the English Channel, and they're trying to get past all of these pillboxes, of which there are thousands, and get behind there to take Britain. All right, now where are we? We are sitting aloft a hill, yeah, a hillside. Now pretend that the majority of this foliage and everything down there is not there in World War II. Adjacent, we have another hill and a valley in between. Now, it's important to understand that these pillboxes are all networked. So you can have one there, you'll have one there, you'll have one there, you'll have one over there, all the way through the coast on that 28,000. So each pillbox at any one time can see any of the other pillboxes. So if the Germans are taking pillbox down there, I can help support giving fire from up here. Now the sea is there, they've come across, so you've got about a mile of hell to get through. Barbed wire, mines, everything else, all of the soldiers, tanks. It's very difficult, but you manage it. And now you have to climb a massive hill. You can see how steep these hills are, and you've got to the top here, or you've got to the top here. This is almost like a little valley in front of us as well. But of course, there'll be pillboxes the other side adjacent to this one. So if they do make it past those pillboxes, they've got to come to this one, and then another one, and then another one, and another one, onwards and onwards up to about London. So about 70 miles of pillbox is giving you a really, really hard time. So you've made it up here. Fantastic. Well, congratulations, but this is where your problems start, really. Now, the hexagonal design would have been because, well, you want a 360-degree view of your surroundings, right? So that goes all the way around and round that wall there. We've got reinforced, super thick concrete. It's set into the ground. I don't know if you've noticed, and it would have been heavily camouflaged at the time as well. We come all the way around. We have this massive blast wall, and then we come into the pillbox itself. Now, if you look this way, the blast wall is ridiculously thick, and reinforcements are always and continually coming in this way. So ammo, bullets, anything you need, boys, we've got your backs, literally. I'm going to go into the pillbox itself. We're going to talk about this wall in a minute. Now, this is what I mean about your 360-degree view. All the way around. Great. So this point of view will be covering pillbox over there. This one, a pillbox over there. This one, where they would have come from via the other 70 pillboxes. And then the same this one here. See these little pipes? These are for your light machine gun, boys. All right, we've got a little shelf here. Get what, four men in here, quite comfortably. One pillbox of 28,000. Let's go look from the Germans' point of view. Now again, this foliage probably wouldn't have been, oh, it might have been, you know. It would have made it more difficult, wouldn't it? Because you got like woodland warfare then. Oh, I'll have to look into that, I'm not too sure. Anyway, you've made it all the way up. The top of the hill is just there. The rest is a slope downwards. So you're obviously on your belly or your crouch. You're not going to run towards the pillbox because that would be a really ridiculous thing to do. Now, from this vantage point, can you see any problems? Well, I can see a few. Firstly, they can see me, but I can't see them. Those holes are ridiculously small. With good reason. That's why they're small. So you've come up here. You haven't got your tanks. All the tank, everything down there is causing all sorts of problems. You've got the anti-tank stuff going on. It's infantry. So they've come up. Yeah, so you want me to run towards that and kill everybody inside it. But they've got light machine guns in there, and there's 5 of them. Do you think, look, yep, go on, go for it. Yeah, you're not going to survive long. So, what possibilities do we have? Well, we can set up a sniper, can't we? And we can take them out. Yeah, we can take them out. No worries. Right, get on the high ground then. Okay, there's no bloody high ground here. Right. Okay, so we're going to be shooting upwards. Sun Tzu, take the higher ground. You know, art of war and all that. Yeah, we'll get into that another time. But anyway. So you're going to have to set your sniper in dirt. It's going to be problematic with a light machine gun, 5 light machine guns. And then you've got reinforcements coming from the back. You've got grenades coming over the top. Constantly, barrage of grenades. You're already knackered because you've just had that big scrap down there. You've got through the barbed wire, you've got through all the mines. You've basically fought the British and half of Europe, and you've managed to get here. You are not in a good way. And then you've got about 70 miles of these buggers to face. Now, Tommy is shooting from here, giving his German friend, let's call him Hans, from now on, a good seeing to. Now, alas, they have not managed to thwart the ever-coming army of Hans and his friends. And Hans has made it beneath this wall. We can't reach him anymore because he's beneath us. Now, Hans needs to clear out this bloody bunker very, very quickly. Now, being down here and with his Stillhandgranat, Hans can give Tommy a little present. Take that, Tommy. Oh, now Tommy says, bugger a cat and call me Simon. There's a grenade. At which point he has a number of options. He can pick up the grenade and throw it back out of the window, not really knowing how long it's been primed for. An easier option is to come round the back of the ricochet wall, make himself really, really small, say as many Hail Marys as possible, and hold on to his arse. Boom goes our grenade. The place fills with smoke. Hans comes round this corner thinking, ha ha ha, that'll be the end of old Tommy. At which point he is staring down the barrel of a Lee Enfield rifle. So, multifunctional, these bad boys. Let's be honest, Hans wouldn't have made it to that point. He would have been shot here, or by a pillbox over there, or over there. If he come in and tried to take this, he's already covered. I just can't see how this would have been a good outcome for the advancing German army. I mean, they may have completed that mission, Sea Lion, but God, we would have given them a good kicking. All right then, we're at Dover. There's the castle. Type 23 pillbox. Extra part on the side. Gun here. Give the Luftwaffe a right old going at. But inside, typical, not hexagonal. What they did was, sometimes they built them to spec concerning the area onto which they were in. So, we've got a good view. There's going to be pillbox, 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 pillbox. There is the sea. There. So the Germans are going to come across. They're not going to take the cliffs, White Cliffs of Dover, because it's a cliff. I mean, even the Romans couldn't do that. So they're going to have to come in to Dover. Here. Now, problem. We've got pillboxes coming out of our socks in this area. So, you could think to yourself, right, in that case, I'm going to bomb the hell out of the docks. Bomb the hell out of the docks, take the docks, land from there, move forward with the Luftwaffe, the planes that we've got left after the Battle of Britain. That's not going to happen either, because along here is more AA guns, anti-aircraft guns, that you can shake a bloody stick at. I'm being serious. They were on the hills, they were in the woods, they were in old ladies' handbags, they were in people's pants. Look, there's one round, look, come on, I'll take you. That's where one was. And there were 3 massive ones on the cliffs over there. There's France, by the way. Directly ahead of us, you can see how close they were. Okay, right, let's just say, for argument's sake, they managed to take the docks, they've taken out the AA guns, and they're making their way on land. Well, now you've got to put up with the British. And what I mean by that is that it could be a bit bloody feisty, the old Brits. Believe it or not, we could be a bit war and warfare is in our DNA. It's been in our DNA for thousands of years, way before the Celts. The Celts. Let's just start at the Celts. Let's go 2,000 years back, and then the Romans came, and then we became part Roman and part Celt, and then there was fights and scraps, and then the Vikings came. We became part Viking, and then Anglo-Saxon. Then we had the Middle Ages, and then we had the Empire. Then World War I. We are partial to a bloody fist fight. So my point is even if you've got that far, and even if there aren't many soldiers left, you've then got to deal with the actual population of Britain, who were really pissed off. Now, in reality, of course, we did win the Battle of Britain. The majority of the force, the RAF, the Royal Air Force, were British, but we had a lot of help from other countries, mostly in the Commonwealth. To help fly our planes, we had men from Australia, Canada, New Zealand, South Africa, Rhodesia, Belgium, France, Poland, Czechoslovakia, and there were even a couple of pilots from America and Ireland who had nothing to do with the war at this point. So if we had lost the Battle of Britain, which we didn't, if we had lost the Battle of Britain, I think we could probably safely assume that those forces, those Allied forces, would probably go ahead and help us and support us trying to bolster the south of Britain so the Germans couldn't get in. So you're going to have all of those bad boys on the south coast down there where I just showed you. It's just crazy to me to think that they could even get to this point, because that would have been hellish down there. Say they did manage to do all of that. They managed all of that, and They take this pillbox, yeah? Now you've got 70 miles of that, as I said before. You've got to do that again and again and again. And between this one and the next one, it's even more barbed wire, more mines, more tanks. I can't see it happening. Notoriously, a homeland is always so much harder to take. Well, in most instances. Cheers, France. I can't put that in. Notoriously, a homeland is much harder to take. You know, it's obviously a homeland. People are really established in this place. Whereas the German army's got to come across the sea from France over and over, and obviously they would eventually settle in the coast here. But oh man, I just can't see it. I can't see it. Look, I grew up in this area, and I grew up to believe. I don't know who told me this, because I question it more as I get older. But it's only recently, talking to one of my followers, and I said, you know, if the Germans had come, then we would have been, you know, we would have been absolutely screwed. And he said, actually, there's a lot of evidence to say that that wouldn't be the case. So I kind of like critically thought about the situation here, and yeah, I totally agree with him. I can't see how this would have been positive for them. I mean, you could say, okay, go to Scotland and then take the north and then come downwards, but you want to take London, and London's nearer than, that would have been even more of a nightmare. And then you've got the Allies in the sea and submarines, and no. And that's why Hitler chose here to attack, because it's the best place. Flat sea, it's like when the Romans attacked. You hit the flat parts, right, rather than the cliffed parts or the walled parts, if you will. And then it's easier to take. So anywhere around the south, east and east coast up to about Norfolk-ish was ripe for the taking. So if you were a German soldier in World War II, I don't think you would be able to survive this. I just don't. What do you think? Put it in the comments below. I'll try and kind of... It's an interesting discussion, right? Because it never happened. We don't know. We beat the Germans in the Battle of Britain, and then everything else, once the Americans got themselves involved, what happened over there. So it didn't happen here, apart from the further defence of the country. I'd love to know your thoughts. Anyway, thank you for watching, my friends, and I shall see you in the next video.